What's up, guys? Godslayer here. I wanted to go over something today a little different. I'm a little upset with Scopely, so I wanted to rant and rage a little bit. I feel like they've kind of went in with no lube this time, and it's kind of pissed me off. So what I want to talk about is these road maps. So as you can see, we've got the winter map up for a little while longer. We've got this ultimate gear map, which absolutely sucks. We've got the boot camp up, and we've got the kingdom map up. Now, the kingdom map, the second act doesn't open for a couple days, no big deal. But the problem is that you've got this energy that you have to figure out where to spend it. And right now, I'm at 104, all 70 pretty much. I can clear the winter map in one run and be out of energy and but be done with it. Then I have to go back and farm whatever I didn't get out of it, which could take, two or three more stages, whatever. But then you've also got the XP map, and as beneficial as XP is over level 100 with the kits and the tapes, you have to hit it. You have to farm it if you know anything at all. But then you got the ultimate gear map, and this is a horrible, horrible, horrible addition. I was under the impression that this was a temporary one-off kind of map. This was not going to be the new normal map, but here we are on the third week of it, and the other maps are not around. This is the only one, and it looks like this is here to stay. The big problem that I have here is on XP map day, they're adding these other maps to force you to try to spend world cans. And the business side of that is, if you feel like you have to have more energy to do these things, then you're much more likely to pay to buy the cans. Um, and that's not my problem with it. That's just business. I can handle that. The other problem that I have is because a lot of people are going to say that it's just a coincidence, or I'm being paranoid, or maybe I'm just being negative. But you're wrong, and I'm gonna explain why you're wrong, and hopefully you will see things more clearly, or at least from my point of view, by the time I'm done. No promises, though. I can't help everybody. But uh, the first problem is the cost. For the old maps, it used to cost 234 energy, and that was to run through the elite rare gear and the ultra rare gear, because you didn't have to fool with the rare map. That was if both were on the same day. They very rarely were, so if it was the rare map, it was 90. If it was the ultra rare, it was 144. Much cheaper than the 240 that you have to spend to run through all three stages now. Um, and I fully admit my math may be off. I don't think it is, but feel free to correct me in the comments if it is. But the other problem is you could farm the other maps. If you needed night vision goggles, you could just farm that stage and you could get as many as you needed as long as you were willing to spend the energy. And back to the business model, you were willing to spend the refresh cans to do so. It was the same concept. It was just better for the player. And the other problem, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but in my dailies, if I can find them, my dailies, I'm very rarely seeing the cans that used to drop on the gold mission. I haven't seen any in it feels like weeks. I'll say at least a solid week just to be fair, but I want to say it's been even longer than that, like 2, maybe 3 weeks. I haven't had any world cans in this mission. I haven't had any raid can missions. Maybe it's just bad luck. Let's just call that bad luck. Now you can still get them in the depot, which I did recently. I think I got world cans. Yeah, you can still get them in there, which is good. You pay to refresh if you want to spend your coins on that. I normally don't, but teach their own. But it feels like they've cut it. They've tightened the grip on them. Also in war, if you noticed this last time, third place no longer gave a world can. It gave a raid can. There was no world can drops in the last war, so they cut that off as well. And even my scavenger missions, I see less and less of the maps that have the bonus challenge world can drop. Now, Scopely would tell you that, it's all random, this, that, and the other. But as players that have played this a long time know there's certain combinations of character traits and abilities you can use that will enhance your chances of getting those challenge bonus drops. And a few weeks prior to now, I could get one probably once or twice every mission that dropped them. I could probably get one out of the day, maybe two a day. I wasn't stocking up hundreds, but I was able to keep my farming going without much added stress, and it feels like they've nerfed that. that's pure speculation. I have no facts to back that up, but the war is absolutely true. And the other problem with these maps, like I said, the cost is much higher now. You have to complete the previous maps to get to the higher tiers. You can't just start at ultra rare. You have to do rare, then you have to do elite rare. Well, I don't need any hiking boots. I don't want hiking boots. I need flax. I need walkies. I need to be able to pick what I want. I need gear. A lot of people haven't felt this yet because they had stocks of gear that were so massive. They had 100 or 200 of each item, and they haven't felt the burn yet. But it's coming. You don't have to believe me. Just pay attention to your totals over the next couple weeks, and you'll see they're rapidly reducing if you're leveling anybody up at least. And the other problem is that you can't, you used to get 2 drops of gear your first run through. So if I was doing elite rare gear and I did the last map, I was going to get an Alp in stock, and I was going to get 2 of them the first run through. That's not the case anymore. You get 1 and you get a chance at these mystery bags, this red and this blue bag, which by the way are extremely rare. I have ran this map, I guess, 3 times now that they've done it. 3 first runs through. I have not bothered to farm it because it's just not it's not cost effective. You don't get any gear, and if you don't get one of these mystery bags, you get nothing of use. And of my 3 weeks that I've ran this map, I've gotten 2 drops, 1 of each. I've gotten trash in both of them. Not a walkie, not a flak, nothing good. It's been one was a topographical map, and one was like a camp stove or something. I mean, it was just nothing, and it certainly was not worth the extra runs that I did to get it. And so I'm not going to farm these. They're not worth it. It's a horrible outline. And to me, it feels like it is a choke point to try to force you to buy world cans. And of course, not uncommonly in the old shop here, we of course have an offer. You can always buy these where you get this garbage over here that you don't need and set 2 and 3, and a chance at up to 8 cans. Be a great deal if you got 8. Most people get 2, maybe 3. But by the time you spend 1,000 coins, you end up with 10 cans. It's not a great deal. Some people are buying it because they feel like they have to, but it's not a great deal. And I can't believe that all this is coincidence. That it all happened at one time. They introduced the new gear map. They stopped giving the world cans in the war. They're showing up less in scavs. They're showing up less in dailies. I can't believe that all this is coincidence. I have to believe that Scopely did this intentionally to try to force us to spend money. And to put it bluntly, fuckery is afoot. This is bullshit, and they should not be doing this. It's just shady. It affects things. You don't have the energy to do weapons farming. You don't have the energy to do other gear farming if you need other parts for other things, for weapons or for your items in your shop. I mean, it's not good. It slows down the leveling process because your XP for the gear maps are crap, more or less. Um, and it kind of slows down some people's progress on the world map. You're not able to go through the levels as fast as you want to. And the other problem with slowing the process of farming your gear and your other things, it hurts you as far as level ups go, as far as leveling up your characters go, and also not being able to get the gear that you need specifically hurts you for level ups. And now we get solo level ups every other day. It's insane. They have tightened it on every angle, and they got to do something to fix this. It's ridiculous. It should not be this hard to farm gear for 5 stars and 4-star gear. And come on, if this is 6-star gear, I'll be all for it. You get one of each piece a day, once a week, whatever. I could go with that. But this is 4 and 5-star gear. This is bullshit. And they got to do something to fix it. The fuckery's got to stop. You can't force people into spending. People spend because they want to, not because you're going to make them do it. It's silly. And just so you don't think it's all negative, there are some simple solutions that would make this better. It wouldn't totally fix it, but it would make it better. And there were some good parts about this gear map. One of the good parts was the lowered cost. It was 16 energy to do the Elite and the Ultra, which is much cheaper. Actually, I think Elite used to be 15, so technically it's a little more expensive. But the Ultra Rare was 24, so it's much cheaper there. And it's all zombies now instead of humans, which makes it much easier and faster to go through. So there were a few good things about it. But anyhow, some solutions for this that would kind of go a long way to fixing it a little bit. They could add world can drops into these maps. The old map, the elite, I think it was, or maybe it was the ultra rare. One of them gave a can like halfway through. You know, it didn't offset the total cost that you were spending, but it was helpful, and you didn't feel like you were taking such a beating. They could get rid of these bag drops altogether and just add the gear like we used to be able to get, and then I could go for maybe farming it as long as you can get it specifically what you need, and you not have to just hope that it drops. The other thing they could do, they could unlock each act, so you don't have. I don't want to farm for hiking boots. I've got 1,000. I don't need them. I don't want them. I want to start. I want to go for flax. Or I want to go for ultra rare. I don't mind doing every stage in each act, but let me go to whichever act I need. Don't make me start at the very beginning. That's just going to make it take even longer. And I don't know, like I said, maybe it's all coincidence, but that's an awful lot of coincidences happening all at once, and I'm not a fan of coincidence. I believe, especially in a game like this that Scopely runs, this is all a strategy to get us to spend more money. I'm not going to bite on it. I'm at level 104. I desperately need to get to 105 so I can get those kits and tapes. I think I've got like 2 or 3 cans left, but I'm not going to buy into their bullshit. I'm not going to pay them to let me farm at a reduced rate for less than I was getting just a few weeks ago. And we really need to get together as a community, a playing community, and speak out and let them know that this is not okay. I'm pretty sure that Callis Shane said in the forum that this was a temporary thing. This was not taking the place of the old gear maps. But like I said, here we are 3 weeks later, and it's the only one we've seen. And I don't blame her. I truly believe that she is giving information to us as it is given to her. And when they screw her over on the information and she's left holding the bag and we're going, what the hell, you said this, you said that, and she sends them a message, goes, hey, what's going on, you said blah blah blah, and then they don't respond to her. What's she supposed to do? She's just left holding the bag. And I believe that's the case here. I don't think that she intentionally lied. I don't think she has the information to pass along to us. And this is just bad. Scopely, and they're always doing new lows, with the terrible odds. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw, Mama Deadhead did a compilation of people pulling for their winter tokens and the Sam medallions, I guess it is. And then, like, she had several YouTubers on there, myself included, and, almost everybody got the crappy ho 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 pack. I didn't actually keep count, so, forgive my math errors here, but it was like 90% got this ho ho pack. It's one of the worst. I mean, it's not awful because you could get a watch or a radio, but not many people got those. You got I got a gauntlet. Other people got a lot of sheaths. It just wasn't good. And it felt like a waste of 12 days, really. I wish I would have just had my energy back and could have farmed this stupid gear map instead, I guess. I don't know. But I'm frustrated with the gear map. It's bullshit. They need to get rid of it. They need to bring the old map back. Even if it drops each one drops once every other week, it's still better overall. It's cheaper to farm. It's easier to farm. You know what you're getting. You don't have to hope that you get some crappy bag. You got to rely on RNG to get the stupid bag to drop, but then you get to rely on RNG again to drop something that you actually want or need. Come on, Scopely. What's next? It's going to be RNG if I hit the enter button and I don't even get to go in the stage. I mean, how much? If you're gonna stick it in, you got to start with the tip. Don't just go balls deep immediately. You're doing too much. This is ridiculous. Get rid of this shitty ass map. This is horrible. Like I said, the communities come together. They need to try to get together and make them change this. This is awful. Um, and it makes Mondays crappy because you have to farm all this stuff all at the same time. Now, some idiot's gonna say, "Oh, you don't have to do it all." Sure, if you don't want to be a good player, you don't have to do it all. But anybody that plays this game at a high level knows, yeah, you do have to do it all. That's how you get to a high level. And that's how you stay at a high level. If you're content to be in the ranked 798th faction and be a C plus team, that's good for you. This video is not for you. This is for people that are in top 10, top 15 in that range that are trying to do a little better. And, to each their own, play however you want to, but this affects a lot of players and a lot of the spending players and a lot of the big players in this game. And they really need to fix that. And like I said, some of you guys have massive stocks. Maybe you haven't felt it yet, but trust me, you will soon enough if this keeps on. Your supplies will slowly dwindle. You're using them 6 and 8 at a time, and you're only getting one a week or 2 or 3 a week. It's simple math. It's going to break down eventually. But hopefully they will get rid of this soon. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like and subscribe if you want to hear more. and I will see you guys next time.